What's up, team? I'm Navy SEAL Motivational Speaker David Rutherford. I'm also an author for kids and adults, a performance coach, and the host of Navy SEAL Radio. For the past 20 years, I've been exploring the human condition around the world, trying to discover what enables us to succeed in every environment imaginable. Now, I combine my 20 years with 70 plus years of UDT Navy SEAL operations, training, and elite lifestyle performance. And I combine these ideas to what I call Froglogic. That's right, Froglogic, the Navy SEAL Motivational Training Program. In this installment of FTV or Froglogic Training videos, I'm going to talk about mission number 1 in forging your self-confidence. Now, why do I use the term forging? Because I want you to think about some old awesome blacksmith just hammering away at some giant broadsword and the sparks flying off all the time, right? Now, why does a blacksmith do that? Because they want to make sure that that sword is unbreakable, that it's not going to chip or crack or bend when you go into battle. Well, the same is true for your self-confidence. And that's what Froglogic will help you do. It will help you forge your intestinal fortitude as you march forth into the combat of life. Now, we all know that the negative insurgency is constantly out there searching for you to just pound away on your psyche, on your mentality, on how you operate in this world. Now, forging self-confidence will prepare for you for that battle. Now, in mission number 1, have a positive attitude. That's how we start every single day. I want you to ask yourself, are you more positive or negative? Now think about it. As you go through your average day, would you say you're 70-30, 80-20, or 90-10 in terms of positivity or negativity? Well, even if you are more positive and negative, if you're 30% negative over the course of a day, add that up over a week, over a month, over a year. That's a tremendous amount of negativity that's affecting your ability to be self-confident. Now listen, that's why mission 1 is so critical. And now there are 4 steps to making sure that you forge your self-confidence when it comes to having a positive attitude. We're going to talk about step number 1 right now. You need to anchor your heart to your mind. Now, what do I mean by that? Think about all the things you do in your life. When you get behind something that you're passionate about, that you're fired up, that you're ready to go hard on, then you really are able to think, to have focus, to achieve what you want to achieve when it comes to that type of mission or goal. If you detach your head from your heart, then you're just going to be wandering aimlessly out there. You're going to be in a repetitive cycle of doing the same thing over and over and over again without any real heart or passion behind that effort. That's why in my life, when it comes to my positive attitude, I think about how much I love what I do. I think about how fired up I am to get out there and motivate all of you all the time with Froglogic. Now, with that passion, I think about the focus I have. I get dialed in on the message I want to deliver, and that makes both things come together and unify to where I am forging that positive attitude. That's all you have to do. Step 2, start every day cold, wet, and sandy. Now, in our world, at BUDS, or Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL Training, that's literally how you go about your day. We would have to hit the surf, go down, get covered head to toe in sand, and that's how we did the obstacle course or 4-mile time runs. Man, it was as uncomfortable as you could ever imagine. But here's the deal. Life is hard. You're going to be uncomfortable. And that's why we did it, especially when we go into combat, right? Things are not always going to be hunky-dory with how you approach your operational life. And that's why I want you to metaphorically embed that idea or that concept into your mind. So when you wake up every day, think to yourself, today's going to be hard, but I'm fired up to just attack it, whatever it is. I know the negative insurgency is going to hammer me, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to be cold, wet, and sandy. Now, here's the deal. If you're up for the Froglogic Challenge, here it is. So I challenge every one of you out there to start one day of this next week or in the following weeks where you go outside behind your backyard, you spray down a little mud pit for yourself, you put on your work clothes, you roll around in that mud, and you go through your day cold, wet, and sandy. Now, you'll be surprised, man, how awesome you feel during that day. Sure, people are going to look at you like you're nuts, but don't worry about them. You're getting hard, right? You're challenging your mind to be uncomfortable and to still perform at the highest level. Now, if you do this, I want you to send us at Team Froglogic those videos, pictures, or whatever, and we'll post them on our website to prove that our team is really fired up in terms of having a positive attitude in the midst of the combat of life. Step 3, you got to find a swim buddy. Now, what is a swim buddy? In our world, a swim buddy is somebody that you can count on for anything. Somebody you can turn to when you can't figure things out. Or when you've been knocked on the deck and you're bloodied and beaten, that swim buddy will reach out and pull you back into the fight. Now, swim buddies could be hard to find because it doesn't necessarily mean the person that's on the same path in life as you. It's just somebody that loves you and supports you and will be behind you no matter what. That's the power of a great swim buddy. I think about my life, and I've got swim buddies from the SEAL teams, swim buddies from my team at Penn State. I've got my family members. I'm surrounded by swim buddies here at Team Froglogic. So get out there and find somebody that's going to make you better. Find somebody that's going to enhance your ability to succeed no matter what. And most importantly, find that swim buddy that will maintain a positive attitude when the combat of life is hammering either one of you. Now, here's the kicker. Now, that swim buddy, that relationship goes both ways. You need to be able to reach out and help that swim buddy when they're down. You need to pull them back into the combat of life when they're getting beaten down. That's what a true swim buddy is all about. It's not a one-way streak at all. It's a back and forth that makes you both stronger, making your self-confidence more prepared and ready to endure the hardship of life. Step 4. No whining. That's right, you heard me. I can't stand whiners. It drives me absolutely bonkers. Now, unfortunately, there was a time in my life when old Instructor was a whiner too. You can ask some of my platoon mates in my old platoons. Now, what happens when you're whining? All you're doing is spreading a negativity, this infectious vomit, on all your teammates, on all your family members, on your swim buddy, your friends, on yourself more importantly. And that whining gets in your way of being what? Of being positive. So whining is something that you got to pull out of your life right from the get-go. Now don't get me wrong, nobody's perfect, not even me, not even Instructor Rut. And sometimes I'll let out a little squeaky whine, but guess, you have to have somebody that can put you in check. And if you can do it, that's even better. So check yourself if you're whining. Now, maybe you're struggling and you're a little bit more whiny than others. Then I'm going to issue another Froglogic challenge to you. Here's what I want you to do starting tomorrow. Every time you make a whiny statement or a negative statement or a little sarcasm when it's not called for, I want you to make a little check mark on your phone or on a post-it note or keep track of it. Because at the end of the day, what you're going to do is assign 10 push-ups for every whine you did. Now, I know what you're saying. You're like, what? That's right, 10 push-ups for every whine. Now, that first day, you might be doing 1,000 or 2,000 if you're a real whiner. But over the course of the next week or month or however long you adhere to this challenge, you'll start to see that scope go downward, right? You'll start to see your whine and drop off because you'll be hyper aware how much you're doing it, right? If you got to physically respond to it, you're more aware of it. So challenge yourself with that Froglogic challenge and eradicate whining out of your positive attitude. Those are the 4 steps to mission number 1, have a positive attitude, when it comes to forging your self-confidence. Now, if you dug what you heard, then go ahead and check us out at teamfroglogic.com to learn more. If you want to know all the steps and all the missions, then check out my book, Navy SEAL Training Self-Confidence. You can get it in ebook or audiobook where I'm actually narrating the whole thing. So it'll definitely get you fired up. Also, if you want to follow me, I'm on all the social media sites out there. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and LinkedIn. So, if you're digging Froglogic and you really want to get on board with forging your self-confidence, embracing fear, living the team life, and living with purpose, You can find us. We're all over the place. And if you want to really get into it, then check out Navy SEAL Radio every Saturday morning on blogtalkradio.com, or you can listen on our website. Okay, team, I'm Navy SEAL Motivational Speaker David Rutherford. Now, I hope you're fired up and you enjoyed this installment of FTV. And I don't want you to ever forget, I'm your new swim buddy. Let's get motivated. Out! All right, what are the 8 missions to help you forge your self-confidence? Number 1, have a positive attitude. Number 2, PT and live healthy. Number 3, motivate yourself and others. Number 4, earn respect. Number 5, set goals.